Gets you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Strip it back, Jodes. Let's get a little bit blue. And when I say blue, perhaps I mean red.
What?
What? This is where we sort of delve into a bit of an underground theme where, look, we can just be a little bit risque before we really straighten up after 7 o'clock and, pay someone's bill.
Okay, what do you want to say about Redheads? And be very carefully because tread very carefully because we have one in the studio.
Yes, a resident redhead, and that is producer Flack.
Yeah.
Welcome to you, Fanta Pants.
No, you know what? I got called at school.
What's that?
And so this is sticking with the theme, Bluey.
Bluey, of
Yeah, they call
course.
redheads Bluey,
Yeah,
but I
the
don't
opposite.
know why.
I don't know
Yeah, it's like
why.
calling a giant bloke tiny.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, is that
so it's
why?
being
Are you
ironic.
serious? You didn't know why?
Nah.
Yeah, it's just being ironic. It's an Australian thing.
Yeah, no, didn't know that's why I got called Bluey.
Like a
as kid.
real skinny, runty guy. You're like, oh, get out of there, big fella.
Yeah.
That's what we do in this country.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's right.
Did
but that's
you think you were like a cute little blue healer in cartoon form? Is that what you thought?
To be honest, I just got so many, jibes about my red hair. I just it all just washed over me.
Oh, okay. So you would have had a high pain tolerance then, wouldn't you?
Massive.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Work with you two every day.
They've done a big old study via the University of Oxford. And what about this, Joes? Let's not go into all the details about who did it, but red-headed women can tolerate up to 25% more pain than people with other hair colours. That's ridiculous.
I love I'm sorry, I'm going to digress here. I love that 2 years in, you finally learned when we talk about studies, no one gives a shit who did the study.
You give me a sheet with 1,000 words. I used to get 700 words in. I'm like, I didn't need to say that.
That's so true.
25% more pain they can tolerate, red-headed women. And what about this as well? They also feel less pain when pricked by a pin. And it gets even better. Study from the University of Hamburg. Everyone's studying.
Told you no one cares to get the study.
Hamburg, which is a fantastic university, by the way. I actually have a friend who, I'm just kidding. It found that red-headed women have the highest orgasm rate of all hair colours and have more sex than other women with other hair colours. Oh my gosh, you dirty bird.
Whoa.
A higher orgasm rate. That's crazy.
Okay, I'm almost afraid to ask. Is there any truth to this study from the University of Hamburg?
Oh, here we go.
Look, they've studied
You totally
red-headed
little
women.
thing.
And by the way, wouldn't mind getting on that study as a scientist, by the way.
Yeah. You want
I
me to
tell you what, mate. The Hamburglers. University of Hamburg. Bunch of dirty birds.
Look, I guess the orgasm rate is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
Regarding the pain, can absolutely guarantee redheads have a high pain threshold. I cannot tell you how many times I've walked inside from doing something out in the garden, and my partner Laura's like, "Why are you bleeding?" I'm like, "Didn't even know I was."
Oh my God.
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, okay, hero.
Okay.
Oh, seriously? Oh, Laura's like, what's going on there? Why is your leg sideways? Oh, I must have snapped me leg in half. Good one, mate. Come on.
I didn't even know. I didn't even feel it.
It's the good thing about being a redhead. I'm just a clearly strong person, unlike you.
And also, once again, stop humping Jody's leg. Totally redhead.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
Oh, this story is all over the socials at the moment. So a beloved dog has been stolen from a home in Fullerton and the owner is appealing for help from the public.
Oh, and the question needs to be asked.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs?
Nah, it's a bit more sensitive than that.
It is
Sorry
a lot
about
more
that.
sensitive than that.
Excuse me.
Sorry, it didn't really call for the Baha men, did it? In hindsight.
Full credit to the Baha men, though. What an absolute tunosaurus.
Here's a good song.
Yeah.
But Flossie is an 8-year-old red toy poodle and she was taken after an intruder forced entry into the house. She's a very small dog. She's only 3.5 kilos. Aww. So anyone with information about the whereabouts is being urged to contact police. But imagine someone breaking into your home. I reckon take what you want, like all the material stuff. But this is a little fluffy Flossie.
Oh,
a little
Flossie.
little poodle.
3.5 kilos. Very stealable. very stealable.
Very light.
Because very transportable.
I know. But, I mean, Producer Flack, am I right in saying this house did it have cameras or it just had a lock gate? Or?
Lock gate, they've kicked in the laundry door so that someone's gone in to actually get the dog. And I don't know about you, Jodes, but what would you do if someone stole Sid?
I would be devastated if someone stole Sid. Sure, hopefully they'd give her a little haircut in the process because she's very fluffy at the moment. But no, that would be absolutely horrendous. I can't believe people can actually take other people's dogs.
It's just a thought that your pet's out there somewhere and it might be scared.
Yeah, I know.
That's what really is unsettling.
Well, that is the worst thing. You don't know if they're taking care of the dog, if they've just dumped the poor dog somewhere and it doesn't know how to get home. Yuck. Hate it. Hate it.
There is a chance that Flossie comes back and was like, I just had the time of my life.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell you who has not had the time of his life, and that is the chief political reporter on Sky News, because Peter Credlin, who you might remember as Tony Abbott's advisor, has just absolutely ripped him a new one on the news this week.
Sometimes you need that, though.
Yeah.
A bit of a wake-up call.
Sometimes. After he said opposition leader Peter Dutton had to bring in some women-friendly policies in order to pave his way to the lodge, i.e. become Prime Minister. What are women-friendly policies?
So was this Tony Abbott that said it?
A what?
Who said this?
No. This is the chief political reporter on Sky News.
Yeah, but Tony Abbott said that there needs to be women-friendly policies.
No, I think it was Gladys. You're not following the story at all, are you?
Can someone listen here? And mainly me?
No, the chief political reporter on Sky News.
So Peter Credlin used to be in charge of Tony Abbott, though.
There we go.
So you know I got sidetracked? Because as soon as you said Tony Abbott, I just pictured him eating an onion. Remember when he did that?
This is why we don't generally, as a rule, talk politics on this show.
Okay.
Jodes,
Also this.
Who let the dogs out?
There's a lot going on in my brain.
Jodes, I'm pretty sure you got the idea at the start of this when he had no idea what day it was.
Yes.
And how many days are in January.
I know,
that was a dead giveaway, wasn't it?
And I thought at that point he couldn't go any more downhill, and yet here we are.
Also, when you say the word politics, I do that thing that you do where the eyes look off in different directions.
Yeah, okay. Can you just play the grab from Peter Credlin and what she said to the chief political reporter from Sky News? Thanks.
You insult our intelligence. You insult our intelligence to think we don't care about the things that the men care about in the campaign.
People vote. Well, of course they do, but people vote with the hip pocket, and they if there is a sense amongst women that they don't.
Yeah,
like
but we don't vote with our vaginas, mate. We do not vote with our vaginas.
Hang on, as the only female right now in the room, can you confirm? Is that true?
No, I do not. I do. Definitely vote with my hand.
Because if you could do that, what a skill.
However, do you know
what a skill.
Do you know, just to take you back to the nature of this segment, the only time your ears have pricked up is when she said the word vaginas.
What about this, Jodes? This is really sad to read. Multiple school canteens across South Australia have been forced to close or raise their prices to stay open as governing councils decide they're no longer financially viable, and families are battling, of course, with the rise of cost of living. In particular, Ranella Primary School sent a message to its community saying, look, things have got to change because it's not really a thing that can be sustainable.
Oh, that makes me really, really sad. The canteen was one of the best parts of school, wasn't it?
Spot on.
Were you, did you even have a canteen at Beckham?
No, we didn't.
New South Wales?
No, we didn't. But
Population
we still.
3. You and your mum and dad.
Population 64, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, population 16 in the primary school.
Yes.
Only one in my school. We've been through this. No one a year above. School captain 2 years in a row, baby. Never been done before. In fact, the school doesn't exist anymore.
What a flex, mate. What an absolute flex. You was your school captain because there was no one else in your year.
Yeah, 100%. Never been done before. They thought I was going to go on to be the Prime Minister.
Did they?
Didn't quite get there. That's all good.
Yep.
So, Ranella Primary School, they've listed some of the items as well, which I find really, really interesting. The most expensive item at the school is the meatball sub hot roll. That's at $7.50. And the least expensive is a single chicken nugget for $1. Oh. I tell you what, it's great value, $7.50 for a meatball sub hot roll. You assume it's a pretty good size.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a bloody big chicken nugget for $1.
Wouldn't it?
Because it wouldn't be almost like a chicken schnitzel.
What about just some 9-year-old walking up to the front of the canteen going, excuse me, miss, can I have one chicken nugget, thanks? That would be the saddest thing ever.
I know. Yeah. You want two? No, I've only got $1.
No.
Mum only gave you one big golden coin.
Conversely, what would have $1 have gotten you back in the day?
Oh, here we go.
At this.
Let's not age ourselves here.
Okay. But I will say this. I'm from the era where you would order your lunch on a brown paper bag. So Mum would go to Coles and buy like a big packet of brown paper bags.
Yep.
And then you just hand write what you wanted on there. For example,
I was the same.
1 times meat pie,
Yep. Yeah.
1 times strawberry
Pizza.
milk, 1 times bag of lollies.
Yep.
It cost me 8 cents back in the day.
Yeah,
See,
exactly
I did it for you.
Exactly, they
I
did
did
it for me.
you. So
I
you
thought
don't
you
have to do it.
I thought you were going to go a step further and Tassie and say I would get for $1 a chocky milk, a sausage roll, and a packet of smokes.
She burst onto our TV screens over 20 years ago, finishing 7th in season 2 of Australian Idol.
Running in and out my life has got me so confused.
A platinum award-winning music star.
Once you think about it, you can't touch it.
She's one of our faves in the Nova family. We love Tim and Joel too, of course. This is Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel.
Yes.
On Nova. And back this Sunday hosting Australian Idol, 7 p.m. on Channel 7. Please welcome Ricky Lee.
What an intro for you, Ricky. Oh, my goodness. What an intro. Guys, you're too kind.
Oh, so much going on there, Ricky Lee. We're out of time now officially because your CV's too big.
too much to get through. Oh, that's about it. Thanks, guys. Lovely to talk to you.
Oh, so good. We'll listen to you this afternoon. Oh, man. Hey, you're back on the airwaves. How's that been?
It's so good. It's so good being back. I missed my boyfriends. I just had 6 weeks with my husband, and barely spoke to anyone but him for that entire time. So it's nice to have a chat with my naughty little boyfriends and get out of the house. You know, it feels like I'm out there cheating.
Yeah,
it's quite fun.
Be honest, of the two, who's the naughtiest?
Oh, they're both really naughty. I think naturally people would think Tim.
Yeah.
But Joel's cheeky little one.
Oh, yeah.
Super cheeky. I actually feel like I'm probably the naughtiest, to be real.
I get that vibe.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky Lee, tell us about your trip overseas. You went to New York. That's very fancy.
I did. I went to New York. My husband and I lived over there a long time ago when I think it was like I was making albums and I was in the studios all the time, and we hadn't been back for such a long time, and I really miss New York. It's one of my favourite places in the whole world. It's just electric, and the people are just feisty and fierce and stab you in the front kind of people, which I like. You know, I had such a great time. We were in New York for 2 weeks. We were there for Christmas and New Year's, and it snowed.
Oh, that's cool.
On Christmas Eve. It was amazing. And then we went to Aspen after that, and I've wanted to go to Aspen my whole life. I've never been. Ever since I saw Dumb and Dumber, I wanted to go to Aspen.
Yeah, Aspen.
There's a place called Aspen.
Where the beer flows like wine.
Yes. And I had the greatest time.
Did you and Rich reenact that scene from Dumb and Dumber where Jim Carrey's having a playful snow fight and he gets too competitive and he goes right up in her face and just belts her so hard she goes tumbling down the mountain?
We should have. No,
Opportunity lost, Ricky.
we recreated that big open mouth kiss that he does by the fire with her.
So passionate. Ricky, we need to talk Australian Idol also. Like, what about the list of winners and runners-up? Guy Sebastian, Shannon Knoll, Anthony Kalia, Casey Donovan, Jessica Malboy, Matt Corby. The list goes on and on and on. It's got a long history of success, but what I like about Australian Idol is the absolute delusion of some of the contestants.
Yes.
Whose friends and family have presumably said to them, oh my God, you need to go on Australian Idol.
Just give it a
sound
go.
So good. And the result is this.
My folks were always putting him down, down, down. They said he came from the wrong side of town. Baby, he's from the wrong side of town.
Down. That's nice.
There's that. And then
Just give it a red hot go, you know?
Yeah. Just some people really go for it, don't they, Hazy?
There's a spot for beatboxers.
Really?
All of the glass in this room is now officially broken.
So when they come off stage, Ricky, what do you say to these people?
This is where I have to really kick into my highest gear.
Yes.
Of loving and comforting and not judging, because that's not my job. I'm not a judge. I'm a host. Yeah. And I just wish them well and thank them for coming. And I appreciate them. And good on you for trying, because it's hard to walk in there. It's actually harder when people are really good,
yes,
but they're not great, or there were better people and they just didn't quite hit the mark, or they were a bit too nervous. That's harder because you know that they're good. They know that they're good.
Yep.
So not making it through is hard. So I just encourage them to come back. I didn't make it through my first year, so come back and audition again. This is a great opportunity if you choose to come back.
You came 7th in your season.
Yeah.
You have had such a better career than a lot of people that have won it. So who can predict what happens in the future?
Really, it's in your hands. You are carving out your path yourself. No one's going to do it for you. And really, I think your success is determined by how hard you're willing to work.
Jeez, how about that for a pep-up speech? I don't know about you, Joes, but I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
I just love that. I love that Ricky's like to all the contestants, well, I came 7th and I've won a aria.
It's fine, but it's true. You have to work hard. If you're not willing to put the work in, you can't expect the success.
Ricky Lee, such an absolute pleasure to talk to you. 7 o'clock this Sunday on 7 and 7 Plus. We're looking forward to watching Australian Idol. Thank you so much for the chat, and looking forward to hearing you this afternoon on Nova.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good to talk to you.
13 24 10. Where have you visited on holiday, maybe, purely off the back of seeing it in a movie?
Yeah, we just heard from producer Flack, who, in all his nerdish glory, visited the scene of Lord of the Rings or something and stole a leaf off a tree. Or my God.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should do it.
I've never seen that movie. I don't think you could pay me.
We should go to New Zealand to where Lord of the Rings was filmed and steal a leaf. Is that what you're saying?
I think you'd really enjoy it. And Jody, seriously, if you want to set aside about 15 hours, the director's cut, you would absolutely love Lord of the Rings.
The director's cut?
Of all 3 films.
Yeah.
And then there's the 3 prequels.
Yeah. Okay. I could do that. Or, I mean, I could, have a life. I'm not sure.
Yes. Well, let's circle back to that a little bit later on, shall we?
Yeah.
Interesting times.
So 13 24 10, we're taking your calls this morning. Anyone who gets on air goes in the running for Nova's cash or the car. Let's go to Kevin from Andrews Farm. Where did you visit, Kevin?
I went to New York purely off of the King of Queens series.
Oh, nice. What did you want to see? Did you see it, and did it live up to expectation?
100%. I went to New York World's Fair because at the start of the series, they roll around on the ground together in front of the New York State Fair. And I went there with my girlfriend at the time and did exactly that, and it lived up to everything.
Nice. Rolled around with her. Was she into it as well?
No.
That was Doug and Carrie, wasn't it? King of Queens.
Yes,
the married.
100%.
Yeah, and there's a magnificent thing on Instagram where Doug wanders into the kitchen and says, "Where's the scissors?" to his wife, and it's like every husband and wife ever. I'll find the audio and I will play it to you.
Very good.
It is wonderful. Thank you so much, Kevin. Well done.
Very good stuff.
Jackie from Lyndoch. Hey, Jackie, where did you visit?
Hi. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And all that.
Thanks, Jackie.
Oh, that's
No, you're welcome. I've missed you guys in the morning, so it's nice to have you back.
Thank you.
We went to the set at the Robin Hood movie with Morgan Freeman and Kevin Costner at the Sycamore Tree in the Midlands in the UK.
Oh yeah.
It's Hadrian's Wall with the Sycamore Tree.
Yeah, right. Did you know, Jackie? Producer Flack, were you saying the tree's been cut down?
Yeah. So literally about 3 months after we were there in 2023, some idiot young kid with a chainsaw at night went and cut it down.
Oh, my God.
If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, Jackie, don't let young kids out with chainsaws
100%.
in the middle of the night.
Worst Christmas gift ever.
Also, just to take us back.
You got it wrong. You got it wrong. It wasn't a tree. It was a sycamore tree.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
Just to take us back to that year when the movie came out, Robin Hood with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but it spent 13 weeks at number 1. Bryan Adams, Everything I Do.
Do it for you.
One of the longest serving number 1 songs of all time.
Wasn't a great tune, by the way. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, let's take one more, shall we?
Yes, please.
Wendy from Warradale. Good morning, Wendy.
Hi, how are you?
We're really good. Where did you go?
So
So there's a small island in Fiji that you can do a day trip to that's where Castaway with Tom Hanks was filmed.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was, yeah. It's really interesting. It's very small and it's only got like the locals living on it, so it's still quite uninhabited, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right. And so do the locals get annoyed at all the people that come and visit?
No, they've sort of set up a bit of this is a long time ago, before we had children, but it might be a little bit different now, but it wasn't even very touristy, but they had a little bit of their local, like the things they make, their handmade things that they sell, so it provides a bit of income and helps them to do some things on the island. So it was quite nice, because they don't get a lot per day because you have to get a boat out there, especially. So, it was
cool.
Interesting.
And did you find Wilson?
No.
Wilson!
The first thing we thought of was Wilson.
Can you imagine the local little Fiji Islanders? They're like, if I had $1 for every tourist that got off that boat and went, Wilson.
I know. But also, what about that particular scene? We just watched it before, and Wilson and then Wilson going, I'm just going for a swim. Yeah. I'll be back. Never comes back.
That's really sad.
It is quite sad. I remember watching Castaway. In that scene, right towards the end, it goes for about 3 minutes, and I had tears in my eyes.
Did you?
I was like, Wilson!
Oh, really?
And Wilson's got that stupid smile on his face the whole time.
It's a soccer ball!
Well, there was a connection. Although perhaps Tom took it a little bit too far and Wilson had enough and he floated back to the island.
Check this out.
This is Adelaide's favourite way to wake up. Jody and Hazy on Nova 919.
Hazy, we just mentioned just before King of Queens. So Kevin went off to New York to visit the set of the series. And I did mention there was a little scene that's on Instagram, and it's Kevin walking into the kitchen to find some scissors. Have we got that audio? Did we find that audio? It's coming in just a moment. I'm going to play that for you. And let me tell you, it is every husband and wife ever when a husband is trying to find something and has a boy look. I swear to God.
You know what, blokes? Listen to this. I'm sure you can relate.
Hey, do you know what the scissors are?
Doug, we have lived in this house for 9 years. Okay? The scissors have always been in the same place, and yet you continue to ask me where they are. Not to mention the spatula, the pot holders, the pens. Well, I'll tell you something, honey. I have been a tour guide in my own kitchen long enough. Too many...
So
Very
true.
good. Very
So
good.
true.
Oh my gosh, we have we call it a bits and bobs box, which goes above the fridge.
That's cute.
And I just I assume that everything is in there.
Is in the bits and bobs box.
It's not though. There's about a 40% chance that it's actually in there.
Yeah.
But for everything else, and Cara, I think the number one argument that we have in the house is me putting things away in the wrong spot.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that is so annoying. If I had $1 for every time my potato peeler went missing, honestly, I'd be a rich woman and I'd never have to peel a potato again.
Yeah.
That's how rich I'd be.
But you got quite the collection, I hear.
I feel like buying 10 of them just so they never go missing when I need them.
On the back of that as well, text line 0400919919. Went to New York just to see the Seinfeld Cafe. That's Chris from Enfield.
Really?
See, that's very iconic as well, isn't it? Do you know what else? The beach, I think it's in Thailand. From the movie The Beach.
The Beach, yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would go to that.
Yeah.
Very heavy tourist destination.
Is the Central Perk Cafe from Friends, is that an actual cafe? We should do some research on that.
I'm pretty sure that's real, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I'd love to go and visit that. That would be incredible.
Yeah. Send us a text. Where did you go? Purely based on a movie. Where have you visited purely based on something that you've seen in a movie? With some great calls coming through. A lot of calls too, by the way, purely for Castaway, Little Island and Fiji.
Yes, and also this is all on the back of the fact we caught up with Ricky Lee not so long ago, and she said that she went to Aspen based on Dumb and Dumber, which makes me love her even more.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, off the back of Lloyd Christmas, really, it enhanced Aspen's reputation.
Oh, didn't it just? Everyone who gets on air, of course, goes into the running for Nova's Cash or the car. Let's go to Tamara from Panorama. Good morning. Where did you go, based on a film or was it a TV show?
Yeah, we went to New York, and I'm pretty obsessed with Gossip Girl, so I made my 15-year-old watch the show before we went.
Yeah.
And he was just as excited as me, I think. So when we got to the Met stairs, I was dressed as Blair. And I think a few people were looking at me a bit strange, but I had the headband, the beret, and he was taking all the shots. And, yeah, he just loved it.
Yeah, that's good.
He was like, Mum, you look like Blair. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah, oh, duh.
So, we went to all the spots from Gossip Girl. It was so good to see his reaction, like, Mum, we're here. And I'm like, I know.
Tamara, I've never watched. I've watched bits and pieces. Is that one of the ones where you have to watch from the start to sort of understand what's going on?
Not really.
Okay.
But it's just very addictive. Like, yeah, it's amazing. I love it. But a lot of places I went on, there's so many places from movies in New York. So
That's the thing, isn't it?
It's a really good place to go for all those spots.
Yeah.
One of them that is not existent is Central Perk, apparently.
Oh, apparently that's a fictional cafe.
I thought that was real.
I thought it was a real cafe.
100%. I'm like, how good would it be to go to Central Perk?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't quite exist. That's fine.
I think producer Zoe went to the place where they go to get Cosmopolitans in Sex and the City.
Oh, that's cool. Big Sex and the City fans all around the globe. Congratulations to Tamara on the standby list for Nova's Cash or the Car. Very simple stuff. Just got to get yourself on air to get on the standby list.
A couple of texts coming through as well. Matt from McLaren Flat went to Cat's Deli in New York from when Harry met Sally. Paid $40 for a sandwich.
That's nice.
I wonder how many people go in there and reenact the scene.
Oh, is that the one where Meg Ryan's going absolutely nice? Oh,
yes,
okay, that's cool.
That's
very iconic. How are you, Jodes?
I'm all right. Thank
How
you for
are you
your concern.
feeling?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, take us through it. What happened yesterday? It's better to talk about it, you know.
Okay. Well, I managed to get through. Okay, this is classic relationships, right? Do you know the divorce rate in January is higher than any month of the year because people are like, let's just get through Christmas. Okay.
Start again.
I did that before my separation, which was I'll just get through Christmas and then I will potentially break up with netball. Well, the decision was made for me because netball broke my foot.
Yeah, so maybe if you're just tuning in right now, no, she's not on the lookout for another Greg. She broke up with netball. We're just having fun. It's Thursday.
You're just laughing at my pain, are you?
Pretty much.
Right. So anyway, this happened yesterday. I officially sat down, wrote a letter to netball and said, it's over.
Oh, you poor thing. Can we, I don't know if you want to do this, but let's rehash and recap your heartbreak from yesterday.
Netball and I probably need to call it quits.
Oh, this is tough.
I will always love you, my Nettie, but this is goodbye for reals, or until my foot heals in time for the 2025 winter season. As always, netball, here if you need.
Here if you need. That's good. Should we go to Salisbury? Good morning to you, Bianca.
What's the final straw, Bianca?
I dislocated and fractured my elbow and needed a replacement.
And so you've delivered the news to netball that you're not coming back, is that right?
Well, the doctor delivered it for me, but yeah.
Well done. You've finally broken up with netball. Probably should have happened 10 to 15 years ago, but it was something that you just could not part ways with.
Couldn't let go of it, but I had. But I love that last caller, how she got the doctor to deliver the news that she's broken up with netball. Like, that's like in year 5 when you don't want to see a boy anymore and you like get your best friend to go and tell him.
Yeah.
Sorry about that,
That's
Ben
brutal.
Mile. I'm really sorry.
On Puberty Blues, the letter, you're dropped.
That's tough, isn't it?
On Puberty Blues, when gets to deliver the letter that says you're dropped.
Yeah.
You drop netball.
Brutal.
It's awful stuff. Netball is not the only thing people need to break up with.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things in other people's lives that they need to let go of.
Yeah, this is a safe space as well. We can all work together. 13 24 10. What do you need to break up with? Can I go first?
Sure.
I need to break up with skinny leg jeans.
Oh, yes, you do.
Oh, but what if they make a comeback? Fashion right now says that I'm not supposed to wear it. But what if they make a comeback? I can't throw them out. And my wife, Cara, has bought me 2 straight leg jeans, a black pair and what's it called? Just a denim pair, a blue pair. And I can't put them on.
What's that thing called again?
What's that thing called? Like,
blue.
Oh, blue.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as denim.
Denim, yes.
Has been for the better part of a century.
Well,
but anyhow.
hey, don't judge me, particularly you, producer Zoe. Speaking of a denim circus, look at the look at the jeans that producer Zoe is wearing. It's one extreme to the other.
I am a fan of the baggy jean. These you guys give me a lot of grief for these jeans. Although Hazy did just say, and I quote, that right now I am a man repellent.
Yeah.
The way I am dressed.
He meant that.
I meant that with all due respect, by the way.
In the nicest possible way.
Yeah. I think he's onto something though. I like the baggy jean, but I will admit I'm also wearing socks and slides, and that's not very hot. But the baggy jean, I'm not breaking up with.
The baggy jeans, it's like, what's going on? Like, are you a member of D12? Like, what's happening here?
Could be. No, I refuse to break up with them.
I would not To quote Julia Gillard, I will not.
I will not.
I will not.
I will not.
Not now. Not ever.
Take fashion advice from you.
That's fair.
Because
That's very fair. What,
you're
because I'm
a
wearing
man.
socks and Crocs?
Socks and Crocs.
Yeah.
That's a 2025 thing.
And a Stussy t-shirt.
And a Stussy t-shirt.
Oh, my gosh. You've been speaking to my wife.
I've just been speaking to your wife. It has been.
What's wrong with Stussy?
It's been on record that every time you walk into a press conference with Ken Hinkley at the Port Adelaide Football Club, he openly laughs at you.
Yeah.
He looks at you and giggles openly
What?
at
He's
your
laughing
retire-
at me?
Yeah.
I thought he was laughing with me.
Definitely
There's a big
not.
difference.
13 24 10. Let's do this morning. What do you need to break up with?
I have a legitimate one I need to break up with. TikTok.
Oh,
We need to
that's
break up.
good. You need to cleanse.
Yeah.
You need a genuine cleanse.
He's not good for me.
Yeah, 100%.
I need
Not
to
good
know
for
my
everyone.
worth. Yeah.
Just ask America. 13 24 10. What do you need to break up with? Well, let's go to Steph. Good morning to you, Steph.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, take us through
What
it.
is it, Steph?
And it's an open space here too, Steph. Don't worry.
Oh, it's my brain time. It's Candy Crush.
Oh, Candy Crush. Oh, my God. Candy Crush has people by the you-know-what so hard across the entire planet. Why is it such an institution?
Because your brain just switches off. It's just time to, time to yourself. You don't have to think, and you just got to get those candies. It's an addiction.
I mean, that's the main point, isn't it? Got to collect those candies.
Yeah.
Do you know what? In terms of internet games or iPhone games, I was addicted for a good year and a half to Doodle Jump.
What's
So if people don't know what Doodle Jump is, it is literally a little doodle that jumps, and you direct it where it goes, and you see how high you can get up. And I had a score of $100,000. And I don't know if I get in trouble for saying this, I used to spend sometimes 25, 30, 35 minutes in the toilets at Channel 7 playing Doodle Jump. That's good, isn't it?
We throw now to Andrew Hayes. Andrew, what's happening down at the Port Adelaide Football Club? Boing. Boing.
Go, little doodle, go. What are you going to do, Steph? How are you going to make the transition? You going to break up or what?
I'm going to have to delete the app. It's going to have to do it.
That's going to
Oh,
hurt.
someone's going to have to do it for me.
Oh, dear. Okay, thank you so much, Steph. We really appreciate you. Is there... I did hear a rumour that there was a game that producer Flack was addicted to.
Oh, here we go.
About 10 years ago, I was top 10 highest score in the world for Angry Birds.
Oh, my gosh.
In the top 10 for the whole world.
We were talking about producer Zoe with some men repellent. I've just found woman repellent.
Yeah.
You want proof?
Yep.
I thought it was pretty cool. I was pretty proud of it, so I put it on my Tinder profile.
And how did you go?
Not well.
You put Angry Birds as your Tinder profile.
Well, you got to put a little thing, and I was like, I'm the top 10 in the world for Angry Birds. I thought that would be a big deal because Angry Birds was really big at the time.
Flex logging in going, oh, no swaps today.
Or
Once
tomorrow,
again.
or for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
That's very sad. Emily from Glengarry, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you need to break up with, Emily?
I needed to break up with roller derby.
Oh, my gosh. Roller derby's brutal.
It is brutal. Okay, tell us why.
It is brutal. So after about 10 months of my first year of doing it, stacked it and broke my left leg in two places and needed a boatload of metal work and strings to put my leg back together, and didn't decide to call an ambulance because I thought it was just a sprain. No.
Yeah,
and then,
I swear my leg naturally goes that way.
yeah, I'm sure my leg is naturally droopy. And then did all the rehab, got back on skates. A year later, almost to date, broke my right leg in three places.
Oh, my gosh.
That's it, Emily. If you're not going to break up with roller derby, I'm doing it for you. I will call right now and tell them you're done.
Are you still playing? What are you held together by masking tape?
I could not play. I went back to do some off-skate stuff, but it just broke my heart to stay around a sport that I wanted to do since I was a child, so I had to step away.
You know what's going to happen? Emily, you're going to break your legs again, you're going to break your spine, you're going to break everything, and eventually we're going to see you at the roller derby. It's just going to be a head in a jar on skates, on a single skate going around.
Look, I would pay to see that for myself.
Oh, Emily, thank you so much for your call. Let's go to Melissa from Davern Park. Melissa, what do you need to break up with?
I need to break up with my cigarettes.
Yes, I know. I get that.
I mean, you do. How long have you been smoking for, Mel?
20 years, probably.
Oh, dear. Can I ask what age you started?
Maybe 15, 16.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much does a packet of cigarettes cost these days, Mel?
About $40 to $50.
Oh my gosh, that's so expensive.
Oh, what, for one packet?
Yep.
And how many packets a week would you go through?
2.
Okay.
$100 a week on fags.
Do you remember back in the day, Melissa, when you could literally go down to the general store, a couple of bucks, and get your dad a packet of cigarettes?
Yep.
Like, you never got ID'd.
We're talking decades ago. Okay, decades ago. No, you never got ID'd. Like, who are those smokes for? Oh, it's for Dad. Oh, yeah, no worries.
Off you go.
Change from a $5 note.
Have you tried everything? Have you tried the patches?
Yep. I tried the patches, tried the tablets.
Oh, doll.
Yep.
Maybe, here's an idea, just a full face mask, like a cage, and lock it up so
Lock
you can't
yourself
get
in.
access.
Yeah,
Sew your mouth shut.
that would work.
I was going to say sew your mouth shut, and Melissa, but it sounds like you start smoking through a ear hole or something. So,
Thank you, Mel.
well, good luck with that.
All right, Jessica from Elizabeth, what do you need to break up with?
I need to break up with Timu.
Oh, Timo. Do you know what happens? The worst thing about Timo is it must be the light. It must be the amount of drinks he had, but it looks so good looking at the bar. But when you get home and wake up the next day, you're like, what's going on here?
Well, I'm to the point where I have like an order coming in every month.
Every month? Ooh, I'm sure-
Yeah.
I don't feel too bad, Jess. I'm sure it's so cheap that I'm sure there's weekly Temu people out there who have packages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't beat yourself up too much.
It's all like the convenience of like I could decorate my whole house with it and it be half the price of where you would find it in store.
Yeah. Just do you ever get to the stage where you feel like you're in the right process to break up and then Temu somehow hooks you back in?
Yeah, whereas it's like, oh, you've scored, $200 off your next order. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Here we go again.
They're like,
yeah. Spin the lucky wheel, you get like another $10 off.
yes,
Like,
the lucky wheel.
Lucky wheel. Is it
like,
lucky
congratulations, you got $200 off your next toilet bowl. And you're like, great.
Yeah, awesome.
I didn't know I need that, but it's in my card anyway.
Jess, I broke up with Temu when I purchased a plastic egg dispenser that I have never used, shockingly.
It's always the way. There's always something that you order and you're like, I didn't know I needed that, but it's there.
But here we are. We're doing it.
Brace yourself, Timo. You're about to get your heart broken.
Oh, geez. I think Timo's like pretty comfortable to move on, unfortunately.
Timo's got about 200 million backups. Don't worry.
Oh, good luck with it, Jess.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
It's a spot where you choose the music, but in 2025, there's going to be a slight variation. Welcome to Producer Zoe.
Good morning.
You've been busy.
Producer Flack and I have been very busy over the break.
Okay.
We're switching up Battle of the Bangers for 2025.
Explain how it's all going to work because I didn't listen in the meeting.
No, I could see your eyes glazing over. So,
You know the thing where her eyes are looking in different directions, like
chameleon.
a chameleon? And has that bit of dribble out the side?
Yeah. And then you
You
just
should know she's not tuning in.
But really, there's a humming sound.
Do I also
She's
change?
wearing those glasses with the eyes on them, like at The Simpsons.
She's asleep.
Homer's in court.
Simpsons reference for everything, don't you?
Always. So this year it's going to be Battle of the Bangers through the years,
Yeah.
right? So, previously we've themed it up. You guys have chosen a song. Not this year. You're still choosing a song, but from a pre-selected list from a year from a random generator. All right? It'll make more sense as we get into it.
Okay.
So in a moment, you're going to spin the random digital generator and it will give you a year. So from the year, you'll have a selection of 6 songs, but you guys don't know those songs.
No.
You're going to hear them blind and you've got to buzz in with your selection for the week.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah? So
I like
and
it.
as we go, you don't get to hear them twice or 3 times.
But what if we go early and then we realise there's something better later on?
That's called unlucky.
Can we decommit?
Nope.
Oh.
And you have to choose.
It's not one of your relationships in the 2000s, mate.
Hey, I'm just going to keep my options open.
So, yeah, once you've chosen your song, it's locked in. The people decide what's best. If you don't choose a song by the end of the songs, default, you get the last song, whether it's good or bad.
Oh,
So,
okay.
are you ready to hit the generator for the first time?
Is this some sort of time capsule? Is that we're hopping in right
We're
now?
hopping into it. Everyone,
Okay.
strap in. Seatbelts.
Jump in there, Jodes.
All right.
Put your belt on.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, where are we?
We are in 2006.
Whoa.
Good year.
A great year for music, I will say.
All right.
Really nice.
So when we want a song, we just yell out our name.
Your name is your buzzer.
Okay.
I think that's a show rule. Your name is your buzzer.
I know.
Okay.
I'll get it eventually.
All of it.
Okay.
Ready? Here's your first song for 2006.
Akon.
This feels like a Jodie classic.
Bit of Akon.
No?
Hazy,
Not
no.
an Akon fan.
I'm not a bad Akon.
All right, Akon's out. Song
Akon's
number
out.
2. Get rid of him.
Okay, here we go. Well, I'm out because I was about to say, is this Kelly Clarkson? It's not.
All right.
Okay.
Jodes, no?
No, thank you.
Song number 3.
Is this 30 Seconds to Mars?
My Chemical Romance.
Oh my gosh. Thank gosh, this is the song.
You guys are halfway through. You got to start making some selections. Song number 4.
Yes. Hazy.
Hazy.
No.
Hazy has locked in Crazy by Niles Barkley for 2006.
Oh my gosh, my heart's pounding. What's going on? Was that a wise decision?
See, there's 2 more songs. Remember, Jodes, if you don't pick the next one, you're stuck with the last one.
I'm starting to panic a little bit.
All right. Next song number
All right.
5.
Here we go. So what's this?
It's Rock This Party by Boxy.
Okay. Right.
What was the last one? What was the last one?
All right, just to
For
play
fun,
one.
here was the last one.
Which is ineligible. Pussycat Dolls.
Damn it!
It's pretty good. And I got to say, this was 2006. What was I, 19, 20 years old? Nicole Scherzinger. Oh, boy. But not to be, Jodes.
No.
Our selections are locked in.
You and that song, you and Nicole Scherzinger, not to be.
Not to be.
Shame.
This is huge. Our first Battle of the Bangers for 2025.
Okay.
2006, you've locked in Hazy, Crazy, Niles Barkley. Locked. And Jodie has locked in A Rock This Party of Bob Sinclair.
There you go.
So,
What's going on here? Still in the time capsule.
It's as always, you vote on the Jodie and Hazy Instagram page.
Very good.
So, our camera guy Josh is about to put up the selection. You vote. This time tomorrow, we play the winning song.
Oh my gosh.
This is fun.
Battle of the Bangers is back. Just
back,
ever so
baby.
slightly retweaked.